Assalamu alaikum, my dear students of class 7. I welcome you all to today's science class. As you know that we were studying the sound waves. Now today we are going to proceed to the properties of sound waves. The properties of sound waves and the comparison between high and low, loud and quiet waves will be learning our today's topic. How is sound produced? As we know that sound is produced by vibrations. In case when I am speaking, my sound is produced due to my voice box, the vocal cord vibrates. And we know that sound waves have a structure which is given at the bottom. You can see the highest point of the sound wave is called crest, the lowest point is the trough, and the height of the sound wave is called amplitude, and the distance between two consecutive crests is known as wavelength, and it is written or represented as lambda sign. Further, properties of sound waves. We will be studying about the pitch of sound. It is the pitch. Pitch means how high or low the sound is. Sometimes some sounds they just disturb us. They are so light, as we say, we call them so barik, so much irritating. Like if someone is writing with a marker on the board which irritates us, it makes a squeaking sound that is having a high pitch, and sometimes the pitch is very low. These things are focusing on the sound waves. Now pitch of sound, it depends on how how rapidly sound producer vibrates. How rapidly means, is the sound producer vibrating something very fast or slow? Next property is frequency. The number of sound vibrations set up in a second is frequency. Its unit is hertz. Now, if a sound producer, it may be a drum, if a drum is being beaten and it vibrates 10 times in 1 second, then we call that the frequency of this is 10 hertz, because in 1 second it is vibrating 10 times. Pitch and frequency. Pitch of a sound depends on frequency, and frequency is the number of waves passing through a point in 1 second. If the number of waves passing through a point in 1 second are 2, as you can see in the figure which is on the right hand side, it means it has a frequency of 2, so its pitch is also high as compared to that on the left hand side. Its frequency here we can see is half, so its pitch is also low. In this way we compare pitch by calculating the frequency, and by looking at the diagram we can see that the more number of waves are in the diagram having on right hand side, and on the left hand side the waves are very less, so its pitch is small, and the one on the right hand side it's having a high pitch. Frequency. When you pluck the top string of a guitar, it vibrates 660 times in a second, so the frequency is 660 Hz. When you pluck the bottom string, it vibrates only 165 times in a second. Therefore, its frequency is 165 Hz. In this way, frequency is calculated, and by knowing the frequency, we can tell the pitch. As we have done, let's recall it again. When the frequency is high, the pitch is also high. When the frequency is less, the pitch is also low. Frequency range. The human audible frequency range is from 20 Hz to 20,000 Hz. It means we, the human beings, can hear all the sounds which comes in this range, whose frequency range from 20 Hz to 20 kilohertz or 20,000 Hz. Below this, all the sounds whose frequency lie below 20 Hz, they are called infrasounds. They are called infrasounds, and all the sounds which have a frequency above 20,000 Hz, they are called as ultrasounds. And we know that ultrasounds have a vast they are useful in therapy, in medical therapies. Ultrasounds are used to detect any abnormalities within the bodies, right? And infrasounds are those sounds which are below, whose frequency lies below 20 hertz. So you must know the difference between audible sound range, audible frequency range, and infra and ultrasounds. Infrasound is used for monitoring the earthquakes and to study the rock formations. Now, the second property is loudness. Loudness means how loud or how slow the volume is. It relates to the volume. Now, if you are looking a program and you take the remote and you put the volume high, so it is very high, then your mother came and she say that slow down the volume, then you slow down, the volume is slow. So this is called loudness. Loudness of a sound depends on amplitude. Amplitude is the height of the sound waves. Here you can see in the two diagrams the two waves. The one on the left hand side, it has a lower height. The sound waves have a lower height as compared to that on the right hand side. So which one is louder? The one on the right hand side is a loud sound wave, loud sound, and the one on left hand side is showing a slow sound, means a quieter wave. So today we have studied about the sound waves, the two properties pitch and loudness. The pitch depends on frequency, and frequency is the number of waves in 1 second, and its unit is hertz. On the other hand, loudness depends on amplitude, and amplitude is the height of the sound wave. Now your task is to complete the week 12 assignment. Hope you all are clear. All the best. Allah Hafiz.